Good evening, all YouTube family. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing okay. Great. Today, today is October. We're months already passing almost. I mean, it just seems like yesterday October began and everything. Bam, we almost at the end of this month. Yeah, I'm gonna do about inflation. I want to talk about inflation today and everything. I do a little bit of all on this channel, which inflation's got to do with survival. This is Outdoor Adventures and Survival channel, but I do a little bit of all of it on there. And this is one I want to share with some of the inflation around here and other parts of the U.S. and other places also, and share with that with you. I'm gonna begin with my local Dollar General store, my local Dollar General store actually, and then I'll tell you about some other people that gave me information, or I got information from them also. But anyhow, my local Dollar General store, for instance, they were short on bread and milk, which milk is a lot of times about a lot like that. But the bread aisle, you got your whole wheat and you got your white bread or whatever you want to call it. Well, it only had some of the white bread, the whole wheat, all that bare aisles. The aisles was bare. There's only so many loaves of bread left, pretty well. Used to see uh, the aisles loaded with, because they're short staffed too. A lot of places are short staffed, or you could say people just don't want to work sometimes. But anyhow, um, the owls, you usually see the owls stocked like piles of stuff that's not being put on the the shelves and all. Well, now you don't even see that. I haven't been seeing that. Usually been seeing that, and I'm wondering why they ain't putting on it. But then I see that they're short on staff, so they don't have no one to go back there to actually put stuff on the shelves. So that's one thing. But now it's got to where you don't even see nothing in the aisleway. You a lot of you can relate to that. You go down the aisleway with your buggy and you're like, can't go this way because there's so much stuff in the way. No one putting it on the shelves. Well, now my store, just saying my store, Dollar General, you could walk right down the aisles. There was nothing to put out. So it looks like shortage is there or whatever. But we're going to jump right over to other stuff, like a bag of cement several months ago. I'm going to say about myself, but also this is someone else too, though. I bought a bag of cement several years, not several years, but about a year ago. It was like $5 and something, $5 and something. About 5.75, something like that. There. Then it went up to 7.95, somewhere in there. You know, just bought a bag the other day, 9.15 for that 80-pound bag. Same bag, just that quick, $9.15. Someone got kerosene. They got 10 gallons. I ain't gonna say the person's name, but someone got kerosene, 10 gallons, $6 a gallon. There, it was in Virginia. Highest I ever seen was 4.75 a gallon. Is what they're saying. Well, it's $6 a gallon right now. Stuff is still shooting up. But I know that they're saying that stuff, gasoline was gonna go down. You know, well, a lot of you have heard about this is gonna be a dark winter. Well, they're saying that for a reason, really. Dark winter, not only for flus and stuff like that there, I won't get on all that, but there's some families that I know of that's got bad flu, like the whole entire family or whatever. Yeah, so remember them in prayer and stuff. Yeah, but uh, someone had got kerosene 10 gallons, $6 a gallon. I remember when my town, I had got a, it was a gallon, $4 and some. This was a year ago. Well, actually, it was last year. Got 1 gallon was $4 a gallon. It's already shot up. It's already shot up. The highest ever seen was 4.75 a gallon. Like I said, $6 a gallon there in Virginia. That someone said here. A lot of electrical supplies, a shortage on electrical supplies. Said 38 weeks before being delivered. Now I've been me myself. I went to Lowe's and stuff. They got electrical supplies all out of there, but there's just other supplies, I guess, right here. Report of stealing from grocery stores. Said people are becoming more angry and violent. Was a report of homeless fighting outside the store. Also, someone using used bags. They didn't have a receipt in it when they were starting to walk out. Used bags with food leaving out the store with no receipt. Was shocked. They were shocked when they went to stop them to see it was a elderly lady. Said threats. I ain't gonna say that the elderly lady done it, but other people done it. Said threats was made toward employees. So a lot of workers feared their lives. And an elderly man also caught stuffing food down his pants. Times are getting worse. Times are getting worse. And a local shelter low on supplies and food for homeless, etc. The food shelters and everything, soup shelters or whatever you call, they getting low on stuff. And the way inflation's going, some people, it's bad times we're living in. Someone's going out there and they have to take food or whatever because they're trying to survive or whatever. But anyhow, we won't get into all that. But say a prayer for they're saying to say a prayer for the retail workers and also for the ones with little or no food. Because there's a lot here in America and stuff. I'm gonna tell you, need to pray for America and all, because America, there's a lot of children, there's a lot of adults actually uh, going hungry because they have to give more to their children, which is the right thing to do to feed them. So times are getting hard in America. And then we got right here, Aldi's. I think this was Northern Tennessee. This was Northern Tennessee here. Aldi's. The cost of sugar went from $2 to $2.75 a bag, and going up. So it's going up. Sugar is. Um, PVC pipe going through the roof. Northern Tennessee. In Northern Tennessee. A Harris Teeter in Hendersonville, North Carolina. Frozen turkey, $1.99 per pound. And it says right here, it says $1.99 per pound. So it went up. Oh, Duke's mayonnaise, now 30 ounces, was 32 ounces. More shrinkflation is what this is called. They give you what you paid for, like you're saying here, the 32 ounces. You might have paid, just saying, I'm just saying, I'll estimate on this. You might have paid $2.99 or $2.50. $2.50 for this jar of mayonnaise. but you're now getting for 250 a 30-ounce jar that you would get for a 32-ounce. So it's shrinkflation is what this is calling right here. And still lack of employment on other things too. I'm looking at right here. And still lack of employment. Then you got hospital beds are based on staffing 1 nurse to 5 patients. Lack of staff. Now it's getting worse and worse. Then we got get right here and see where someone had in something. It's Inflation Reduction Act that they're talking about. The Inflation Reduction Act would actually hurt Americans' pocketbook. We said no duh on that one. Overall, inflation is at a 40-year high. Gross domestic product has been shrinking for 2 straight quarters. The stock market has tumbled, and labor force participation is hovering around 45-year low, despite the poor economic outlook under the leadership. Congressional Democrats have advanced legislation that would take an even bigger bite out of American pocketbooks. The so-called Inflation Reduction Act, under consideration, sorry about that, they spelled it wrong there, actually, out of consideration, and the Congress would not only fail to tame inflation, but it would actually increase reckless spending and raise taxes on the hardworking Americans. As a result, consumers would pay more to the IRS and on everyday goods and services. And we're back. Had to stop that. My birds. I don't have pet birds, but alarm went off. The getting back to what we was talking about, the inflation and so come into a recession. The American economy faces major challenges across the board, skyrocketing inflation. We know that. Yep. A shrinking economy, a plunging stock market, and too few workers. Inflation soared to 40-year high in June 2022, reaching 9.1%. The administration initially denied that there was even a risk of inflation. A lot of y'all heard that, didn't you? Said, no, we're actually doing better than ever. Nope, we weren't doing. Inflation was there. We all know that because it's hitting our pocketbooks. Right there, and 9.1%. Administration initially denied that there was even a risk of inflation then. Once it became apparent, prices were rapidly rising. Pivoted to promises that would be temporary or transitory. Since then, administration had blamed invasion of Ukraine, oil companies, corporate greed, and small business owners running local gas stations. Rising inflation has had a serious impact on economic growth. The American economy shrank in the first half of 2022, with GDP declining by 1.6% in the first quarter and 0.9% in the second quarter. Faced with this shrinking economy, the administration attempted to simply define the words recession, a strategy that harkens back to the administration's initial denials of the inflation crisis. The current recession has wiped out trillions of dollars in Americans' workers' retirement savings. All of the major stock markets indices, including the S&P 500, NASDAQ, Dow Jones Industrial Average, Russell 2000, and the New York Stock Exchange Composite, have seen massive double-digit declines in 2022. Americans have lost more than one, no, not one, 7 trillion in wealth from SAP and 500 companies alone this year. Despite these economic troubles, President and congressional Democrats have put forward a plan that would end to the other. I was getting a notification, checking on something here. Back to where was that? The so-called Inflation Reduction Act would increase inflation of approximate billions of dollars in new federal spending, hike taxes on the middle class, and shrink the economy even further. And despite its name, the Inflation Reduction Act would do nothing to tame the inflation crisis. Well, we're going to get right back to the other stuff too. A place out in, I won't say exactly where, but there was a place in out west, a Dollar General out there. They went in to get, they went into, right here where they said they went in to get, there was bread, it was low in bread, but $1 General had more on the shelves. So they was wondering if, one was getting it shipped to the other one and the other one was getting low or whatever. They wasn't getting as much, or whatever, and they got much to probably ship out. But here, they also went in and saw their milk and bread. Let's talk about their milk and bread, and then we have someone here in the Midwest. Midwest, they they went in to get some lumber, a type of lumber, some 2x4s, as it said. They had went up even higher, where they went to one town and it seemed to be going lower. That's what it's saying. It went lower somewhat. So it's good to that's one thing good to do is go out and shop around, because I had lower back pain last year, and I called up a local pharmacy. This got the store part. I called them up and I was gonna ask for a heating pad. Well, the heating pad was $21.99 or $21.95 is what it was. Then I called up a Maxway, a little small store. It's a branch from Rose's. They were $12 and something. Yeah, 12.95 I believe it was. So look, the big difference. It's good to shop around. Do your shopping around before you buy something straight away, unless you have to go, you know. But yeah, and the Inflation Reduction Act would actually matters even worse, increasing royalties on both offshore and onshore drilling activities. The name to curbing climate change. Similarly, the legislation imposes billions of dollars in additional taxes on crude oil, implements new taxes that would hike consumers' natural gas price and gas bills, doubles taxes on coal, and subject energy companies to some of the highest taxes any business in the nation. Times is getting really hard. You need to, if you can, you don't tell everyone all about yourself and stuff. Keep things to yourself. But prep when you go out to the grocery store. Some people might. This is one sometime if you can afford it. When you go out, get if you're getting some canned goods and some other groceries, get 2 or 3 other canned goods. That will add up over time. Put them 2 or 3 back. When you put them back, rotate them out, rotate them out. Everything else. Taking also remember to when you go and get cans and stuff like that. There, I've heard of people taking olive oil or something, put around the top of them when they store them, keep them from rusting or whatever and stuff like that. There, but taking rotate. Remember to rotate that in out, rotate it out. Eat some, put back. Go when you get more, put that back in its place. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Take and go out and do that there. And let's see this right here. I'll read this here about. Unfortunately, these costs will inevitably be passed along to consumers in the form of higher gas prices and higher utility bills. Uh, how is the gas prices in your town? If you can leave a comment, if you can, to the prices in your town. You don't have to say the town really if you don't want to, or say your name or whatever. Just wondering what the prices is. No, these holidays. It's getting near the holidays. They're talking what I'm hearing also. Gas prices are going to be going up even worse than they are now and stuff. So yeah, um, so keep a lookout on that because it's even good to put a little bit of gas back. I know you can't store it long. Do your research on that though and stuff like that there if you can. Gas is so high it's hard to even store any these times and days that we live in. Let's see. Congress is also supposed to pass the 280 billion PACT Act to address health care benefits for certain veterans. Let's think about, we look at our veterans, they're not treated like they're supposed to. We got homeless veterans on the streets um, and everything. They fought for our country. They fought for our country and done what they done and then come back to have to live on the streets. So that's just I'm gonna just pray for them and everything, hoping that things will change. So one day, yeah. Inflation Reduction Act would increase reckless spending. Under Inflation Reduction Act, hundreds of billions of dollars of reckless new spending would be dedicated to wish list items ahead of midterm elections. This includes $385 billion toward green energy subsides and credits, 65 billion to expand wasteful Obamacare subsides for an additional 3 years, and 35 billion for expansion of Medicare among other measures. I won't get into all kind of Medicare, Medicaid. It's the Social Security. Won't be talking about that there. Maybe another time I might get into if there's any. Someone said we might be getting another stimulus check. Uh, I'll have to look into that, but I don't know. These times America's hurting. It is hurting, and I think your, for instance, the SSI, SSDI, all that there is at below the poverty level. They were talking about they wanted to raise that to the poverty level, which would be 100%. Raise SSDI up to 125%. But though we haven't seen anything yet, have we? I mean, these promises, promises, promises. But watch out when you go out there. They're promising to do things, Then when they get elected, what happens? They're elected, them promises you don't see, such as bad. Yeah, going on to say, I won't get into um, Democrats, liberals, Republicans, conservative. I won't get into none of that because this ain't the channel for that. I ain't getting into all that stuff. But yeah, legislation, legislation. There to go spelling something different again. It's wrong, actually. Legislation would be also dedicate roughly 80 billion in additional internal revenue service for hiring more auditors and increasing the tax enforcement. Under the plan, IRS would spend nearly 70% more over the next decade on tax enforcement. Okay, we're going to get off of that and back on to what we were talking about earlier. Okay, a report of, right here. This person, I won't say their name. They told me not to say their name. This person's out Midwest, and they're saying they went to the pumps. They went to the pumps to get gas, and they had a bag over the gas. They said that the 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 ones that's working the store said that it would take up to 2 or 3 days before they get gas in because the pumps were out. Okay, so the pumps were out. They were out of gas. That was in the low grade gas though. I see, but still, that's bad. That's bad there. Going on to say right here, in the total, the Inflation Reduction Act will increase taxes and tax collections by roughly 470 billion. In addition to the increased size and scope of the IRS and higher fees on gas and oil, legislation will impose a 15% minimum corporate tax rate. These increases would eventually be passed along to American consumers in the form of higher prices. Yeah, we're already getting these higher prices. It seems to be we're not going to get any better. It's getting worse, it seems. A lot of stuff is under the radar. It's not being seen yet and everything. So again, get out there. If you don't like to be called a prepper, you ain't gonna have to be. You don't have to do that. You can just do your thing. They're saying they were saying a year, but now it is raised to up to 2 years. It's good to have a 2 year supply of food for you and your family. Water, it's like a gallon a day per person. So you want to do that. You want to look into a water purification, because I know food is up here. Food is very something we all must do. We must eat, but like they say, rules of three. 3 days without food. No, 3 weeks. Sorry about that. 3 weeks without food, but 3 days without water. Our body's mostly made up of water, anyhow. Your body's mostly made up of water. So yeah, stock up on water, purification tablets, ways of purifying your water and stuff, filters, whatnot. Just try to do whatever you can on that. Um, First aid, I want to say on that there too. That's one thing I'm even going to say about my own self. My own self here. First aid equipment, I mean, like from your band-aids to your gauze to your wrappings, tourniquets. Everyone needs a tourniquet. Uh, a lot of this here, need to start, if you can, stock up on band-aids, other medical supplies for you and your children and family, among the water, food, like that there, so on. Heard about overseas, you know, things going on and stuff. They're already saying it's going to be a dark winter, over here where we are. But also overseas, they're talking about, it's hard to, they're talking about wood, the wood and all. A lot of people's going to start have to burn wood, but wood's getting hard to get on now, too. It's expensive. Uh, I remember when a cord of wood was like $120. Now I know certain places up north, $300 a cord. Now, when I went to check on a cord of wood in my state, and we're in a warmer climate. I'm not in Florida, but I'm in a warmer climate than the northern part, like PA, New York on up. I'm in a warmer climate, but it's went from 120 a cord of wood to $300 a cord here. So it's crazy. I just checking out on that the other day. So it's bad. I use wood myself. I like using wood here on the homestead. I use wood. I got to cut up more, get that done. That's a good thing to do. Get your chores, get your things done if you can. A lot of us got to work and everything, but when you can, get your chores done before the really cold hits and stuff. Get your wood in and all that. Get everything prepared. They said it's gonna be a dark winter. But yeah, okay. I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'm gonna come back with y'all at another date on the inflations. Um, I might check on stimuluses, which I don't think we're gonna get another stimulus. I mean, they're promising. You got all these channels on here. I won't say what, but you got all these channels on here promising we're gonna get a fourth stimulus check. No, I don't. Don't foresee another fourth stimulus check in the future. If we were to get one, we would have to pay for it anyhow. Think about this now, people. I know I was going to cut this shorter, but just think about this here. Not everybody got them all, but we only might got one or two stimulus checks. But check this out. I know a lot of people they got their stimulus checks. What, the first, second, and third one there. Well, anyhow, didn't you notice? You don't get nothing free these days, do you? You don't get nothing free at all. Don't look what's going on right now, the inflation. If you think about it, really think about it, we're really paying back more. We're paying them back plus more than they gave out. So where did we get it free? Mm-mm. We didn't get that money free. Them stimulus checks. Mm. If we all need another, probably we need more stimulus checks, I guess. And if you think about it, I know a lot of you might agree, disagree, I don't know. But if there was to give another one out, inflation and everything, it would go even higher, way higher than it is already. It's just crazy. Anyhow, I'm gonna get back with y'all later on it and everything. Um, I'm gonna try to do more also on, I do videos outdoors and other stuff, and everything, outdoors adventures and survival. That's what my channel is. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do more on the economy, inflation. I might even do some on stimulus checks and other stuff like that. I don't know. I'm gonna be checking in on that stuff and all that there. Might even do some on this channel. But yeah, remember to like, subscribe for future videos, and we will be checking with y'all next time, YouTube family. And love you all. Love one another. See you on the next video. Thank you.